Good morning, students. Myself, Shailesh Tripathi, and today we will start a new chapter that is organic chemistry. The word organic pertains to the organ of living beings, that is, plants or animals. Organic word or organic word is derived from the organs of plants and animals, and organic chemistry is the study of compounds obtained from living beings, that is either plant beings or animal beings. Organic, it means organs of plant bodies or animal bodies, and organic chemistry is the study of compounds obtained from living beings, that is plants or animals. In 1815, a Swedish chemist Berzelius gave a theory that is known as vital force theory. According to this, a mysterious or vital force is required for the synthesis of organic compounds. And many years this concept was running, that for the synthesis of organic compounds, a mysterious force, that is organic force or living force, required. Without this mysterious force, it is impossible to obtain organic compounds. That is, for the synthesis of organic compounds, we need this mysterious or living force, and without this mysterious force or living force, we can't synthesize organic compounds in laboratory. That is, we can't synthesize organic compounds in laboratory. We synthesize organic compounds in living beings, such as in human body, in animal body, in plant body. So many living things. If living things are present, then we synthesize this, and if living things are not present, then we can't synthesize this. It means we can't synthesize organic compounds without the presence of living beings. We can't synthesize organic compounds in laboratory. This theory is known as vital force theory. Berzelius, a Swedish chemist in 1815 gives a theory that is known as vital force theory. And this theory says that for the synthesis of organic compounds, for the synthesis of organic compound, a mysterious force or vital vital force required for the synthesis of organic compounds. And this theory blown over a year, but in 1828, Waller synthesized organic compounds in the laboratory. But you know about that many of the discoveries occurs accidentally or incidentally. Actually, Waller want to synthesize ammonium cyanide from ammonium sulfate and potassium cyanide. But he surprised that when he find that in the place of ammonium cyanide they got urea. From ammonium sulfate and potassium cyanide, they want to synthesize ammonium cyanide, but at the place of ammonium cyanide they got urea. It means you know that ammonium sulfate is an inorganic compound, potassium cyanide is an inorganic compound, while urea is an organic compound. In the laboratory, at the place of inorganic compounds, organic compound is formed. And Waller think that what is this? I synthesize organic compounds from inorganic compounds in the laboratory. But Berzelius said that it is impossible to synthesize inorganic compounds in the organic compounds in the laboratory. But Waller synthesized organic compounds from the inorganic compounds in the laboratory, and simply they do nothing. They simply heat potassium cyanide and ammonium sulfate in the laboratory, and he got urea at the place of ammonium cyanide. That is, Waller heat ammonium sulfate NH4 whole twice SO4 react with potassium cyanide KCNO, change it into ammonium cyanide. But after heating, they want to obtain this ammonium cyanide, but he can't get ammonium cyanide. Ammonium cyanide NH4CNO converted into urea NH2 NH2 only by the rearrangement of this they get urea. And after that, when Waller synthesized organic compounds in the laboratory simply by heating, then there were new trends start to synthesize organic compounds in the laboratory. Many of the scientists start to research or synthesize. There is a revolution in the field of organic chemistry. Each and everyone want to synthesize organic compounds in the laboratory. When Waller synthesized urea simply by heating ammonium sulfate with potassium cyanide, and this potassium cyanide after rearranging converted into urea. After that, when Berzelius synthesized urea in the laboratory, then Kolbe, Waller in 1828 synthesized urea in the laboratory, It means urea is the first organic compound, synthesized in laboratory. After that, Kolbe synthesized acetic acid, and then Berthollet synthesized methane in laboratory. And after that, there were many scientists start and their research is start to synthesize organic compounds in the laboratory. And suppose that today you know that many of the industry depends on organic compounds such as cloth industry, bakery industry, medicine industry, that is pharmaceuticals, alcohol industry, sugar industry, rubber industry. Many of the industry depends on organic compounds which is synthesized in laboratory. And suppose that if we can't synthesize organic compounds in laboratory, then we are very back in history, that we can't develop so many clothes or modernizations not take place. It impact on food system, our transport systems, many more things are affected by this. But after the discovery of organic compound or synthesis of organic compounds in the laboratory, we proceed very rapidly in forward direction for the modernization of India. And now you know that carbon is an element which form many more compounds than the inorganic element other than carbons. This means the number of carbon compounds is very high as compared to the inorganic compounds. Singly, one element that is carbon form many compounds, million of compounds. What is the reason behind this? That the number of carbon compounds are very high as compared to the inorganic compounds. There are two properties of carbon which leads to the formation of various numbers of compounds of carbon, and that property is known as catenation and tetravalency. Catenation and tetravalency. These two properties lead to the various numbers of organic or millions of organic compounds, and this comes under the category of versatile nature of carbon. Catenation, what is the meaning of catenation? Catenation, it means self-linking properties of carbon. Self-linking property of carbon. That carbon have self-linking property. It means carbon linked with other carbon by single, double or triple bonds to form huge number of compounds. That is carbon joined with carbon by single bond, carbon joined with carbon by double bond, carbon joined with carbon by triple bonds, and form a long chain. It is either a straight chain or branch chain. It forms long chain of carbon compounds. And the second is tetravalency. Tetravalency, it means carbon has 6 electrons in its element, and the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. There are 4 electrons in its valence set. Carbon has 4 electrons in its valence set. And due to this, that the carbon have 4 electrons in its valence shell, it form 4 bonds. That is by sharing of electron. By sharing of electron, sharing of 4 electron, carbon form 4 bonds. And these two things is known, that is catenation and tetravalency. This leads to the huge number of organic compounds. Formation of huge number of organic compounds is formed due to these two properties of carbon. Okay, thank you.